The Metro Council put $2 million in the capital budget to buy a new tow lot, but the effort to replace it is as stalled as these wrecks.
I had a lady the other day that ran off in the yard because somebody was coming and she didn't see him when she turned out of this street.
Ralph Pendygraft is one of thousands of residents this year to call and complain about an abandoned car.
This van has been here for 9 days so far.
His neighbor hired a contractor to do some driveway work. At the end of the job, their van wouldn't start. She told me they pushed it here and left.
If it's a work vehicle, why would you not come and get it, take it home, try to get it fixed, or take it somewhere to get it worked on?
That's a question lots have asked before calling Metro government to complain.
Our examination of complaints to Metro Call for abandoned cars shows they've more than doubled in the past 6 years, from 2,200 in 2012 to 4,800 in 2018.
Since that story aired 3 years ago, the complaints kept rolling in. 3,500 have been called in through August of this year.
It's an eyesore to the whole city.
Cars on ramps, on blocks, missing wheels. This one missing, well, almost everything.
This car is part of the problem.
Justin Wells says his cousins bought this car as a source of parts for another, but it's become a community scrap heap.
We were going to use it for spare parts anyways. It just seemed like a big hassle just to come out here and tell everyone to stop.
Now they're letting it rust in the street because of paperwork problems.
You can't take it to the scrapyard unless it's got a title.
LMPD tagged it for towing, but when it gets picked up is anybody's guess. Cars can and do sit for months.
It's been sitting out there since at least the beginning of August.
Or even longer. This car was inspected and declared a total loss a year ago, and this abandoned Buick has become a punchline. Street art. Compliments of Mayor Greg Fisher.
I busted out laughing. It was the first humorous thing about it.
Sometimes I get 3 or 4 a day.
Metro Council President David James isn't laughing, though. He says the halts are dangerous to traffic.
People run into them.
To children.
A child chases a ball underneath one of those. It's sitting up on bricks.
To Louisville.
The bottom line is we need a tow lot.
And James says the mayor's administration has shown no urgency to buy a new one.
We've appropriated the money to the administration to be able to purchase a new tow lot about 2 years ago, but the mayor has yet to purchase one.
Metro government has a list of 43 locations, but you can cross off 2/3 of the list for being in the floodplain or too small. It considered storing 600 cars at the fairgrounds, so they'll scratch that plan because they may have needed to remove all of them with only 24 hours notice. The Metro Council even toured this warehouse, but it's in an area James wants the mayor to consider off limits.
I don't want to see a new tow lot for the city of Louisville west of 9th Street.
Because he says West Louisville has been dumped on for years.
The history of things that happen west of 9th Street in the predominantly African-American part of this city, from brownfields to chemical dumping to everything else that the city didn't want, has been in that area of the city, and there's no reason to put a tow lot there now.
What's left on the list then? Mayor Fisher says not much.
The impound lot has been a real, kind of bedeviling solution to find a place, number one, where neighbors will accept it.
LMPD says at this time it does not appear there are any viable options available for sale. We are currently working towards a multifaceted solution to manage and reduce the number of vehicles at the tow lot. Fisher says he's not giving up. He wasn't sure if new federal infrastructure money could boost the $2 million already approved by the council.
As soon as we find a property that's a solution and partners that can help us out, we will be moving on an impound lot because it's a community-wide problem.
But to residents, the search for a new tow lot appears just as broken down as the cars littering Louisville.
And with all the surplus money that the mayor says he has, there should be all kinds of vacant property that there could purchase.
The van at the beginning of the story has been towed because someone crashed into it. The impound lot now has 3,000 cars in it. The Metro government has auctioned off around 300 cars in the last month and a half. Mark Stevens, Wave 3 News.